I just wanted to talk about all the double standards in our society. I mean, with the uh, Udoka situation and with Will Smith and Jada, people take the woman's side in every situation. You got all these cheating. I mean, you got all these teachers, these women teachers who sleep with all these little boys and get pregnant. And people take the woman's side, and usually the women get punished 1% of the time, and their punishment is light, meaning this one woman did 5 years in prison, and that's 1% of the time, and that was rare, and that was really like an example to them. They use her kind of like a sacrifice. I feel like, hey, you're going to go to jail for 5 years to show the other teachers that, hey, a woman can go to jail for doing this because it's against the law. But that was like the only woman that's one of the only times when a woman, it got publicized that she went to jail for that. And you gotta understand how many women do that. And I know that 90% of women who are teachers have they do not like that. Would not want to have a relationship with their student. Even if the student was, like, let's say 18, they still might not want to do that because they would feel like it's wrong. 90%, but that other 10% don't care at all, especially when you're talking about middle school and high school. 10% of them don't care at all, man. As soon as a person hit puberty, and if the boy or whatever wants whatever, then they all for it. But I think that our society is just so messed up because, like, Larry Nasser, he got 455 years in prison because they were saying that he had touched the gymnast and he was being inappropriate and stuff. I'm gonna say it's a little excessive because he's not a vampire. The man's already 55, or he's in his 50s. So if they gave him 20 years or 30 years, that's gonna be his lifetime. And by the time he get old, if he do live to be like 85 or whatever, and he get out of jail, they will have him on surveillance. Like, hey man, you can't do that again. Okay, he gonna be 85. What is this man gonna do, man? Like, you know. And it's crazy because Sandusky did that stuff to them boys, and they waited till he started doing that stuff. Seemed like he started doing that stuff in like 1989, or he started doing that stuff a long time ago. He didn't even go to jail till like 2009 or something. And it's like, man, that man is so old right now. He about to pass away right now. He like 70 some years old. And you guys, I mean, I don't know how long he got in prison, but I know it wasn't 455 years. And our society just has so many double standards, man. A lady was saying the other day at my job that a straight man cannot call. It's weird for him to call people honey. And I'm like, are you serious? It's crazy how that goes. Um, You know, we're always being told what we shouldn't do, why we shouldn't do this. It'll be weird if we do that. As a straight man, you can't even be nice to another man without people calling you a homosexual. That's how bad our country is. We're like 39% of the population here in America. And we're the most marginalized people. It don't matter what race you are, what country you come from. If you're a straight man and you're in America, especially on the west side of America, where, like, it seems like half, like 30 to 40% of people are outwardly homosexual, you got a chip on your shoulder, man. We can't do nothing without people looking at us sideways. And especially, like, if you're a teacher, you work with children, and there's a situation where you gotta apply sunscreen to them, there's nothing more awkward than that, because it's like, hey, you know, am I gonna get a false accusation just for doing my job? I really don't want to do this shit. I don't want to put the sunscreen on these children. I don't want to put myself in such an uncomfortable situation, you know. And I would like to have children in the future, and I do like working with children, but It's not for the reason that those teachers, those women teachers like working with children. There's no implications of that nature at all. Like, I see those children as like my own children. I wouldn't do that to my own children. I wouldn't do that to those children. But these teachers, man, they don't give a F. And it's just crazy how messed up our society is. That they try to, like, they already try to like say that you'll do something just because you're a man. And here's the deal: they know a lot of women have sex with little boys, with little teenage boys, and they don't even care. And it's because the person's a woman. They're almost immune. They're 99% immune to going to jail. They can lose their job. That happens a lot. But listen to this: half the time they don't even lose their job. It has to be a situation where they get pregnant, or everybody knows and a parent files an investigation. It has to be like something like that. Really bad. But if it isn't, then half the time nothing happens. Okay? It has to be something really bad. But our society it's so corrupt and it's so anti-male that it makes my stomach hurt.